Hello and welcome to our special Desert Storm. As the no handshake controversy rages on, it has put the immediate future of Asia Cup 2025 in doubt, especially if you take a look at it from Pakistan's point of view. They had asked the removal of match referee Andy Pycroft, and that is a demand that has been rejected by the ICC. What does this mean for Pakistan's participation in this tournament? Whether we'll have those 2 to 3 India-Pakistan encounters or not, all that is going to be our focus in the next half an hour. But first, we've got some breaking news coming in related to Pakistan and their next match versus the UAE. Right, and news just coming in. Pakistan have cancelled their pre-match press conference ahead of the UAE encounter that is expected to take place on Wednesday, a day before the game. As is customary, representative of both teams come and address the media. Pakistan was scheduled to address the press conference and the media at 9 p.m. today, Indian Standard Time. But what we are picking up from our sources in Dubai, that Pakistan have said that they will not be turning up for that press conference. What does this really mean? Does this signal a boycott from Pakistan because their demand hasn't been met, because they wanted the removal of the match referee, and that is why we will see Pakistan boycotting the press conference? Or is it a situation that they do not want to face questions from the media, and that is why the press conference has been cancelled? I'm being joined by two guests. Joining me, managing editor of Aaj Tak, Vikrant Gupta joins us live, and senior sports journalist in Shahid Hashmi joining us live from Pakistan as well. Vikrant, I'll start with you on this one. What do you think could be the reason for Pakistan deciding to skip that pre-match press conference? Is it a signal that they may not turn up on the field for UAE, or is it only because they do not want to take questions? When it comes to the game, they'll be there.
Nikhil, it'll be a continuation of the threat. That if you don't withdraw the match referee, we will not play the next game. So it's just an extension of that threat, which doesn't really mean that they'll not play tomorrow's game, but they've kept that in abeyance. So there's going to be suspense over that. Secondly, like you said, if there's a press conference and Pakistan Cricket Board have not arrived at a decision where they decide, okay, tomorrow we're not going to play, we're going to pull out of the Asia Cup, so they would not want to face any questions till then. But the team is practicing. So, as we speak, and Shahid Bhai, I think, is going to be in a better position. From the standoff that I see, because there's one person who's wearing 3 hats. He is the PCB chairman, he is the ACC chairman, he's also the Pakistan Interior Minister. Now that Pakistan have actually, if they have said that they're not going to play tomorrow's game, if the match referee is not going to be removed, the match referee has not been removed. As the Interior Minister of Pakistan, I think Mohsin Naqvi is left with no option than to pull out. But then as the Asian Cricket Council chief, is that viable? As the Pakistan Cricket Board chief, is that viable?
I'll go across to Mr. Hashmi. Shahid Bhai, can you throw some light on that? Pakistan, I've learnt, is not going to be holding that press conference. What does that imply?
Well, they're not holding a press conference, and as you've said, that they just want to avoid a question and answer on the handshake, no handshake controversy. So maybe it's one of the reasons, but their practice session is on 8 to 11. And since I am a born optimist, I hope that Asia Cup will continue. They are solving the problems. And I'm recently told that Asian Cricket Council has conducted an inquiry, and they have found that Mr. Pycroft should have told India and Pakistan captains much in advance that there will be a no handshake. If it was conveyed to him 2-3 hours earlier, he should have conveyed it before the toss and not on the field before prying cameras.
Okay, that's an interesting take by Mr. Hashmi. Vikrant, he says that Asian Cricket Council has that, that inquiry that they've conducted. They've somewhere found that the match referee, Andy Pycroft, is guilty of not informing well within time. Then, while ICC may have rejected their demand, remember, ICC does not organize the Asia Cup. Can the Asian Cricket Council then have Mr. Pycroft sit out?
They can't. They can't. The moment they do that, they take on the ICC as well. You can't open 2 fronts at the same time, A, with the BCCI, and B, with the ICC. Secondly, like Shahid Bhai said, that the Asian Cricket Council's conducted an inquiry and found that Andy Pycroft ideally should have informed the two captains or the Pakistan captain a little more in advance. But Shahid bhai, why was Mr. Usman Walaha sacked? We hear from the ICC sources that the Indian management actually did not convey it to the match referee. They conveyed it to the tournament director because remember, it's the Asian Cricket Council which are hosting the event. They have a tournament director, which is the Emirates Cricket Board, even though India are the host, but India are using the plug and play in this tournament. So he was informed, and he in turn also informed Mr. Usman, who I think was the Pakistan International Cricket Director, who in turn, I'm told, failed to inform the manager or the Pakistan captain, and that is the reason he was sacked by Mr. Mohsin Naqvi ASAP.
He was very much on the radar of Mr. Naqvi,
Okay.
and this is true that he should have told the team management much in advance. And the team management, had he told the team management would have issued a statement soon after the toss, and that is why manager Navi Chima is also being criticized on television. If you've heard
Yeah.
Rashid Latif's comment, he said that he is a former bureaucrat. He was the chief secretary Punjab. He should have known the intricacies, the situation very well, and he should have responded right half an hour after the toss. So that is one of the main reasons that why Vahla is being suspended, not removed, not sacked, but he's been suspended. He's returned to Lahore, and he will definitely be presented before Naqvi Saab, and Naqvi Saab will take his point of view and then decide and take a final decision. But yes, chaos was made. A statement should have been released soon after the toss when this thing happened, and we found, and all of us found that Pycroft has told Salman Agha, took him aside, took Surya Kumar aside, and then told them that there should be and there will be no handshake.
All right, still with us on the program, Shahid Hashmi, senior journalist from Pakistan, as well as my colleague in Vikrant Gupta. Mr. Hashmi, I'll start with you on this one. First, give us and throw some light on the fact that is the threat or the boycott threat from Pakistan real? Because I know that the official letter was definitely written to the ICC asking the removal of Andy Pycroft, but we're not really sure whether there was a boycott threat or not. Can you throw some light on that?
No, I've seen the letter. There is no such thing of boycotting the Asia Cup if the demand is not met. They've said that we'll consider our next course of action if our demands are not met. So there is nothing on that. There's a media hype on that.
So as things stand right now, whether Pakistan conduct that press conference or not, there is no threat of that UAE game not happening. That will take place. And if they do win, then the 21st game is also on track. After what had happened between India and Pakistan, what do you reckon?
I'm sure that this match will happen. Pakistan will definitely win and then set up another clash with India on September 21. But if senses, I think should prevail, and there should be a pre-match before 21st. There should be a pre-match talk between either ICC, ACC, India, and Pakistan to set all the points, whether there will be a handshake or not. If there is a no handshake, these are not in the rules. These are not in the ICC code of conduct rules. This is just the moral value of spirit of the game. So if all these conditions are decided pre-match, all these controversies will not happen.
Vikrant, to you on that one, what we are getting in terms of reports from India as well is that if India were to win the Asia Championship, they are not going to be taking the trophy from Mohsin Naqvi, who happens to be the boss of the Asian Cricket Council. Is that possible? How is that scenario going to play out, you reckon?
Two things here, Nikhil. If this is being sourced from the Indian cricket team, that if they win the Asia Cup, first they've got to win the Asia Cup. They will not take the trophy from XYZ. They shouldn't have then gone to play in the Asia Cup. I mean, this is taking it a little too far. Secondly, if at all the situation arrives at such a juncture, maybe Mohsin Naqvi can actually recuse himself. So I think that's for the later half. I have a question for Shahid Bhai. Shahid Bhai, what is the trigger for Pakistan? Is it no handshake, or is it Surya Kumar Yadav at the end of the game going to the broadcaster and saying that we dedicate this victory to the families of the Pahalgam victims and the Indian Armed Forces.
Well, I think they've taken a wrong stance. The political statement at the post-match ceremony,
Ji.
plus his press conference where he repeatedly said and repeatedly mentioned Operation Sindoor and everything, which should not have been projected in a media press conference because it was all political. Pakistan Cricket Board should have targeted that political statement at the post-match press conference and the statement because definitely it was mixing politics with the sports. I think when I met or when I saw Surya Kumar in the unveiling ceremony, he came as a very cheerful, very happy-go-lucky boy from Mumbai, where my mother was also born, was also raised, brought up. So he was a true Bombayite, if I am right, if he's from Bombay. So he came as a very cheerful guy. And when he shook hands with Mohsin Naqvi, who's very fast, he offered his hand and Surya Kumar had to accept a handshake. And then afterwards, not on the camera, away from the camera, he shook hand with Salman Agha as well. So all this controversy, I think, started after September 9 with his handshaking with Mohsin Naqvi and Salman Agha. It
Shahid
should
bhai,
not have happened.
just a thought. Nikhil, I'm sorry, I'm just butting in. Shahid bhai, just a thought. 2 years ago, and I remember the Pakistani players openly coming out in support of Palestine. I think that's your national cause. It's your choice. Obviously, the players and the countries have an ally to look forward to. But if you remember, there was a World Cup happening in India. You were also here. Uh, Mohammad Rizwan, after a game, did dedicate Pakistan's win to the victims of Gaza attack. A. So that was politicized 2 years ago by the Pakistani players. B. If you remember, when I think
Right.
Afghanistan beat Pakistan, Zadran, he actually dedicated that victory to the Afghani refugees who were being sent back from Pakistan by the Pakistani government. So, is it really Surya Kumar Yadav and India who's starting to politicize issues on the cricket field?
You are very right. It has been going on, and I am totally against mixing politics in sports. Whether you are dedicating it to any human cause, whether you, if, on one hand, what's happening in Gaza is a war, is a social war or bloodshed, but it is again politics. That's what happened to Muin Ali in 2014 when he displayed an armband saying "Save Gaza." So it should not happen on cricketing field. It is also a breach of the cricketing equipment when you are wearing a armband saying that "Save Gaza" or you are writing on it on your shoes or on your pads as Usman Khwaja did. So I'm totally against it. Whether you are doing it or not, it should not happen on a cricketing field.
Okay, we're completely out of time, but before we wind up the show, one question to you, Vikrant, because, Shahid Bhai makes a reference to that. If India have decided not to shake the hands of Mohsin Naqvi right now, or if they end up winning the tournament, the only question that comes to your mind is, why was it that you shook hands with him before the tournament started in that captain's press conference? You shook hands with the Pakistani captain as well as the head of the Asian Cricket Council. Why did the stance of the players change within 24 hours?
Uh, it did, like Shahid Bhai said, because of the reactions in India. And Nikhil, I've maintained, ever since the Asia Cup was announced, I've maintained that the Indian cricketers are number 3 on this ladder that decided to play in the Asia Cup. The government, the BCCI, and then the cricketers. It was natural that the cricketers would have been trolled or targeted first because they would have been on the ground. And I think, yes, to an extent, I agree that after that handshake, which I don't know, could have been accidental or whatever, things did change. And I think it was also because of the last 2-3 days in India and the way social media reacted to this India-Pakistan game.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Vikrant Gupta, Shahid Hashmi, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. But, this is not the last probably that we've heard on this subject at the moment. Of course, reactions still coming in. No press conference by Pakistan on the eve of the UAE game. But what we can conclude, listening to the two experts that joined us, that most likely that Pakistan-UAE game will go on and that India in all likelihood, might face Pakistan for the second time on the 21st. All the time that we have on this broadcast, but news and updates continue on the other side.